as I mentioned, today we are going to do a practice that is designed to help work tension out of the neck and shoulders, spaces in the body where we tend to hold a lot of tension. So we're going to open the heart space a little bit in the front and do some very subtle back strengthening exercises as well. So we're actually going to start seated, and you can do this whole practice in the bed, or you can work on a mat or on the floor, whatever is accessible to you. So start seated either in a chair or on the floor or on the edge of your bed. See if you can get your feet on the ground. If not, that's okay. Just get yourself grounded through your sit bones. And just take a moment to close your eyes and let your awareness come to the breath. So with each exhale, just let all of that external noise and distraction fall away as you really just take a moment to pay attention to yourself. And I want you to just feel what's going on today with the natural rhythm of your breath. So as you inhale, notice the expansion that's created inside of the body. Notice the length of your natural inhale. Notice where you feel expansion and movement in the body when you breathe in. And notice any natural pauses, the pauses that come in between inhales and exhales, in between exhales and inhales. Let yourself start to notice where you tend to hold tension without even trying to activate anything. Where are those points in the body that tend to hold and grip? For a lot of people, it is the jaw, so maybe just take a moment to soften that space. The neck and the shoulders, very predominant for holding tension. Let the shoulders just relax a little bit. Notice if you tend to grip or hold in the hands or the feet. And even as you're sitting up nice and tall, let yourself soften through those spaces in the body where you feel gripping and holding. Let yourself gently press into your feet. If you can get the feet on the ground, feel that grounding action to the earth. Feel the sit bones grounding into whatever surface you're sitting on. And then from there, start to feel that more intentional rise up through the rib cage, lifting off of the pelvis and the spine growing longer. And even as you start to move the sacrum in and lift the breastbone, let the shoulders remain soft. Maybe just slide your elbows back a little bit so that the shoulders move back and the chest opens. And feel yourself tone the low belly. So you really start to focus that breath into the heart space. Feel the expansion in the chest and collarbones, the expansion in the pits of the arms, and the expansion between the shoulder blades in the upper back. And as you exhale, just feel everything sort of softening back toward that heart space. Now we'll start to move a little bit. So as you inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Feel the neck get a little bit longer. Draw the chin in so that the neck is long without jutting the head forward. Take a couple of breaths here and just feel the length of your neck like you're a turtle and you're just poking your head out of its shell. without jutting the chin forward. And keep that long neck in the back of the throat. And then on an exhale, just let your head drop in so the chin gently moves toward the chest. Any amount, mindful of that range of motion. Let it work for you. And then when you feel ready on your inhale, come back to neutral. And as you exhale, let your right ear drift toward your right shoulder. And just feel the left side of the neck soften and open. So without forcing it, just kind of, while the ear is dropped over, just sort of rock toward the chin and then back toward the back of the head. And then let your left arm get a little heavier. Let yourself take a couple more breaths here. And with the ear dropped over, maybe just let the chin move toward the right collarbone. Again, without force, no forced range of motion here. Let it be very easy. And then bring it all back to center. And take that left shoulder and just make a couple of circles. And then take another inhale, getting long through the neck, finding that gentle drawing in of the chin. And then as you exhale, again, just dropping the left ear toward the left shoulder. Feeling the right side of the neck just gently opening. Just letting the head melt over rather than trying to force it. Take a couple more breaths here. Continue to let the left ear get heavy toward the left shoulder, and then just kind of rock the head forward and back as that left ear is heavy. Gently feeling, where is the tension here? And how can I exhale to let go a little bit more? Letting the ear be heavy toward the left shoulder, finding stillness. Let the right arm get a little heavier. Take a couple of breaths there. Really letting gravity help us out today with these stretches. Now when you're ready, just let your chin start to drift toward that left collarbone. Take a moment just to breathe and be there. And then let the head come back to neutral. Take that right shoulder and move it around in a circle. So now we're going to move a little bit more through the shoulders. So we're going to start by bringing fingertips to hips and making this diamond shape. You're going to take a deep breath here, and then as you exhale, pivot from the joints of the shoulders and the elbows to make a W shape. Spread the fingers, move the wrists back and the elbows forward. Inhale back to your diamond. Exhale to your W. So as you're moving here, keep the breath moving, keep the action in the arms, inhaling and exhaling to move the arms. Keep lifting up through that breastbone and toning the belly, just drawing the navel in so that the lower back is supported. Feel the heart space rise and the back body, those erector muscles in the spine, slightly activated. Let's do just a couple more of these. We're just loosening up those rotator cuff muscles in the shoulders. And when we come into our W, we'll pause here. Feel how the shoulder blades move onto the back without pinching. Right? So a lot of times when we move our shoulders onto the back, we pinch the space between the shoulder blades. And what we really want to do is keep the shoulders broad on the back. from here, let the hands release down into the lap, palms facing up. Squeeze the elbows into the ribs, lift the heart a little bit more, tone the belly, lengthen through the back of the neck. And then just take a couple breaths here and feel this strong upright posture, this gentle activation in the spine. And the heart is breathing. Good. Now we're going to do one more little action here with the arms. So what you're going to do is take the arms wide. Spread the fingers apart, and they're right at shoulder height. So make sure they're not higher than that, right at shoulder height. We're going to take the right arm forward, and you're going to bend the elbow and just let the fingers move toward the top of the shoulder any amount. And then the left arm is going to turn thumb down, and you're just going to reach your fingers back to tap the sacrum, that flat space at the bottom of the pelvis. Good. And then we're going to bring it back out to wide. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So the left arm comes forward. We bend the fingertips to tap the shoulder. The right thumb moves down, and we bring the fingers to touch the back of the sacrum. So we're doing internal and external rotation here of our shoulders. Coming back out wide. Now we'll bring the right hand forward. Turn the palm up. Tap the top of the shoulder. Turn the thumb down on the left hand, bring that hand behind the sacrum. Come back out wide, and I'm going to just turn around and show you what this looks like from the back. So we'll go right hand forward, bend and tap the shoulder. Left thumb down, bend and tap the sacrum. So just a couple more of these at your own breath pace. When you feel ready, release the hands down into your lap and take some circles. So I'm going to invite one more option here for this. We're going to do a second round, and you can repeat what we just did. So if you have any issues with your shoulders, any rotator cuff injuries, or any range of motion or frozen shoulder issues, you're just going to keep doing what we just did, tapping one shoulder and tapping the back of the sacrum with the other side. Okay? If you want a little bit more, we can start to move a little deeper into what we call Gomukhasa arms. Okay? So we're going to take the arms wide. We'll take the right arm forward, turn the palm up, tap the shoulder, left thumb down, back to the sacrum. So you can stay right here for a couple of breaths, or if you want more, you can take your right elbow up so that your head is pressing back into your forearm, and then slide your left elbow in and start to reach your left hand toward the space between the shoulder blades. So it'll look something like this. And so let's take that on the other side. Release the arms wide. We'll take the left arm forward, palm up, tap the shoulder, right thumb down, tap the sacrum. If you want to stay here, stay here. If you want more, start to move the left elbow up, hug the tricep in toward the ear, press the head into the forearm, and then reach the right hand up toward the space between the shoulder blades. So we'll take just a couple of breaths here. Try not to force anything. If you're not comfortable where you are, you can always back out of it. When you feel ready, release the arms, give them a shake. Take a couple circles with the wrists and the fingers, and some big circles with the shoulders. Very nice. So now we're going to move to our bed or our floor to come to the belly. So I'm going to invite you to come sort of toward the center of your bed if you're on a bed. And I'm going to use a pillow underneath my belly so that I have a little bit of height for my face. So I'm coming onto my pillow with my belly and my lower chest, and then I'm stacking my hands, and I'm going to let my forehead rest on top of stacked hands. Okay, so I have some breathing room under the face. So you want to make sure that the pillow is not under the face. It's actually low, so the face has room to breathe as you drop the face toward the bed. Now from here, I'm just going to wiggle my bottom a little bit from side to side to release any tension in the lower back. And then from here, I'm just going to bend my right leg, bring my heel in toward my glute, flexing the foot. And then I'm going to point the toe and press the shin away. Press it down into the bed. See if I can just extend through that quadricep. And I'm going to do this 2 more times on this side. So bending the right knee, heel toward the glute, flexing that foot. And then point the toes and press. We'll do 1 more of these, flexing the foot, bringing the heel in, pointing the toe, pressing it away, and then just give that leg a little shake. Now from here we'll move to the other side. So I'm going to bend my left knee, flex my left foot, bring my heel toward my glute, and then point the toes, press it away, press down into that surface beneath you. Let's do 2 more on this side. Bringing the heel in, pointing the toe, exhale, bring it down, press. 1 more, inhale, bringing the heel in, point the toe, exhale, press it away. So now from here, I'm going to move to the upper body. So you're going to press down into your elbows and your forearms very gently. Using the muscles in your upper spine, just let your face come off of those hands a little bit. So you're not necessarily looking forward. You're just using the erector muscles of the spine to lift the face and the upper chest. And then as I exhale, I'm just going to float my forehead back down. So I'm starting to engage these upper erector muscles in the spine. Inhale, little lift. And then see if you can get light in the hands and the elbows. So you're not pushing down, you're lifting up. Come back down. Let's do 1 more like this. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. So if you have stenosis or any lower back limitations, this might be all that you do. If you know that you have a healthy back and you want to take this a little bit further, we're going to start to lift maybe a little higher and let those elbows and hands come off. So we'll do this option first. Again, just lifting and lowering the head and chest. Option number 2 is to lift head and chest and then see if you can lift those arms up to meet the forehead, and then lower the arms and lower the face. So that would be option number 2. Option number 3 would be to do all of it at once. So the head stays in contact with the hands, everything lifts up, everything lowers down. So we're strengthening that upper back. We'll do just a few more of these. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower, whichever variation you're working with today. Maybe you're just lifting the face. Maybe you're lifting the face, the chest, letting the hands and arms come up to meet it. Arms down, head down. Maybe everything's coming up all together. Well, let's get one more in there. Use that breath. Feel the strength in your back. And then release it down. And let your head just turn to one side. Bend the knees and rock the legs and the pelvis from side to side. So again, just an opportunity to wiggle out that lower back. From here, we're going to move down to the legs. So as you point your toes behind you, let your forehead meet the hands stacked once again. Pointing the toes so you're reaching really long through those legs. You're going to inhale and just lift your right leg, straight leg, any amount. Try to keep the front of the hip glued to the surface underneath you. On an exhale, release it down. And then inhale to lift the second side. Exhale to release. So you can stay with this, simply alternating one leg at a time. The inhale brings you into action. The exhale releases the pose. If you want a little bit more, you can inhale to lift the right leg. See if you can get the left leg to come up to meet it, and then lower both legs down. Now we'll do that on the other side. Left leg lifts, right leg meets it, lower. So that's option number 2, and option number 3 is to lift both legs together, lower both legs together. So stay with it. If you are doing one side at a time, go ahead and get yourself even on both sides. And on your next repetition, another moment to rest. Bending the knees, rocking the pelvis from side to side. So we've done a little work to engage the shoulders. We've done some work to strengthen the back. Now we're going to get into the front of the shoulders for a stretch. So what you're going to do is take your left arm out wide like a T. So the hand is straight out from the shoulder. So we don't want it to be higher than the shoulder. We want it to be right in line with the shoulder. Now I'm going to turn my head to the to the right. And my right hand is just going to start to push my body over to the left. So I'm opening the front of my left shoulder. Now, you might like to have a pillow under the head. I'm going to grab my little pillow. You might like to bend your top knee and bring it out in front of you. So we can do a nice restful stretch through the front of that left shoulder. So this is an option. If you want to make this a little more intense, if you want a bigger stretch, you can actually push more into that right hand and start to reach your right leg back behind you. So this is going to be a lot more intense. You want to find your level of stretch that feels like you can hold it for 4 or 5 more breaths without strain, without making you feel more stressed. So find a range of motion or a variation that you can breathe and relax into. So maybe that would be here, or maybe that leg comes forward and you rest in a more gentle opening. We'll take about 2 more breaths here. And then we'll take this to the other side. So you're going to roll back to your belly. Just move that pillow out of the way. Bring your hands back to stack under the forehead. Take a moment to wiggle those hips. Promise we're going to roll over and lie on our backs very soon. So let's do the second side in that little arm stretch. We're going to take the right arm out wide. And again, it's coming straight out from the shoulder, not too high. Make sure that it's no higher than the line of the shoulder. I'm going to put my left hand on the bed and start to push my body over to the right so that that left shoulder works towards stacking over the right. I'm going to slide my pillow back in here. And again, you can take the easier variation where you bring the left knee out in front of you and the left hand is resting on the bed, forearm resting on the bed. Or if you want a little bit more and you have that flexibility, you can push into the left hand more, roll that top shoulder back to stack over the bottom shoulder and reach the left foot back behind you. So wherever you are, make sure once again that you can breathe and relax into the opening. We don't want to strain or stress ourselves during this pose. And let those exhales be the release in the shoulders. So maybe you stay here for a few more breaths. Maybe you move into that easier variation for those last few breaths where the knee comes forward and the left forearm is resting. Take a moment just to breathe and be. And when you feel even on both sides, you're going to go ahead and extend that left leg back out and roll to your belly. Taking the hands under the forehead one more time. Taking another opportunity to bend those knees and wiggle the lower back from side to side. So now from here, you're going to make your way to lying on your back. So you can simply roll over to lie flat on your back. And if you'd like to have the support of a pillow under your head, go ahead and do that. We're going to take just a quick little release line here on our back before we move into progressive relaxation. So with the knees bent and the feet flat on the bed, take a moment just to hug that right knee into the body. You can hug from the shin or behind the thigh, whichever of those two feels best on your knee. While you're here, just take a moment to move that right foot around in a circle. Take 2 or 3 circles in each direction and wiggle the toes. When you're ready, go ahead and reach that right heel up toward the sky and slowly lower it all the way down on the bed. Give it a little shake, a little wiggle. And then go ahead and bend the right knee, put the right foot flat on the bed, bring the left knee into the body. Just give it a little hug, again, shin or thigh, depending on your knee. Take a moment to move the ankle around in a circle and wiggle those toes. And then reach the left leg straight up. And on your exhale, go ahead and lower down. Extending through both legs. Take the arms away from the body. Maybe reach them back up over the head if that feels right for you. And just sort of wiggle that rib cage and pelvis away from one another. And then on your exhale, let the arms come down by your sides slightly wide. Bend your knees and put your feet flat on the bed, but let the feet be a little bit wider than the hips. And then inhale, and as you exhale, let your knees drift over to the right. And as you turn the head to the left. Then on your inhale, bring everything back to center and take it the other way. Legs to the left, head to the right. Little windshield wiper action with the knees, providing a gentle twist throughout the spine. Taking just another 1 or 2 rounds of this movement, nice and easy. And then when you feel ready, taking both knees into the body for a final hug, maybe rocking a little bit from side to side. You can take some circles with that lower back. And then just make your way to getting comfortable for progressive relaxation. So I'm going to put a pillow under my legs. You can put a pillow or a blanket behind your knees or under your calves. I like to put it behind my calves so the knees can bend a little bit. And then lengthen up through the spine. Maybe you have something under your head, maybe not. We're going to take the arms a little bit wider today, and I really want you to feel your shoulders roll onto the back. So we're going to take a quick little diamond shape, fingertips on the hips, and then find that W shape that we were working with before. Do that a couple of times, diamond and W, just to feel the action of the shoulders, and hopefully your shoulders are feeling a little bit more relaxed now. So last little W here, and then find a comfortable position for your arms. So maybe they're in kind of a cactus shape, maybe they're in a W shape, or if you need to just have them be down by your side slightly away from the body, that's awesome too. But just feel your chest and your heart space open and find some length in the back of your neck. And then we just breathe. So let your awareness come to your breath. Focusing the breath to move through the nose as much as possible. And we'll start with awareness of the heart space. So as you're breathing, feel the expansion of the collarbones and the chest. The expansion of the armpits. The expansion of the space between the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, just feel how everything sort of softens back to center, back to that heart space. And as you continue to work through that breath, let your awareness come down to your feet. Feel that there's a softening through the toes, a relaxing of the feet, a softening through the heels, the arches, and the ankles of the feet. Every breath, that exhale, allows you to consciously release more tension. Feel the legs get heavy over the support underneath them. Feel yourself relax in the joints of the knees and the hips. And let that same softness move into the hands as you relax through your fingers, through the palms of the hands and the wrists. Feel the weight of the arms supported by the surface beneath you. Relaxing more through the joints of the wrists and elbows, the joints of the shoulders. Feel your pelvis relaxed and supported. The gentle breath moving that lower belly. Invite a softening into the muscles of the buttocks. And invite that same sense of ease deep into the organs of the pelvis. Feel your long spine. Allow it to settle vertebrae by vertebrae into the support underneath you. Feel the shoulder blades melt into the support beneath you. Invite that same sense of ease into the organs of the abdominals. Feel the lungs gently breathe. The heart gently beat. Letting the throat soften as the neck relaxes and the head is simply cradled by the support underneath you. Feeling like the brain is just tucked into its nest, quietly resting. And as you bring your awareness to the features of your face, letting all of that soften. Relaxing through the jaw, and softening the lips and the lids of the eyes. Feel that same sense of ease move into the sense organs. The tongue resting in the mouth. The eyeballs resting in their sockets. The softening in the inner ear, the earlobes. And the gentle breath moving through the nasal passages. And then let the awareness move back to that heart space. Sensing the chest, the collarbones, the shoulders, the neck, the space between the shoulder blades, the pits of the arms. Feel that open-hearted space, the strength in the back body, allowing the front body to open. Everything relaxed. The breath simply moving the heart space. Taking a moment to connect to those heart qualities. Love, support, compassion, empathy, gratitude. Allowing yourself to receive and to give. Breathing in the ease in this space. Take a deep breath through the nose, a full exhale from the mouth. Let the fingers and the toes wiggle. Move the tongue over the teeth and wiggle the jaw, and slowly turn the head from side to side. Keeping that light-hearted space as you stretch through the arms and legs, starting to bring yourself back, bending the knees, maybe hugging the knees into the body, gradually rolling yourself over to one side, taking a moment there to breathe, allowing that lightheartedness, that ease in the heart space to come with you as you press up to a seat. Taking another moment to feel maybe the feet on the ground or the sit bones grounding into your seat. That sense of rise and lift up through the rib cage and the spine. Let the shoulders move once again. Let the head gently move. Take a big inhale. Reach the arms out wide, up over the head. Let the fingertips come together. And as you exhale, just move those 5 elements down through the center line. Let them land, thumbs touching the breastbone. Again, feeling the root of the feet, that gentle moving inward of the sacrum as the breastbone lifts. Shoulders relaxed, neck and jaw relaxed. Letting us at any time use those breaths to let go of the tension that we hold in the spaces that do not require our holding. Namaste.